My friends, Soul Tribe reading. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys are doing well. Every time I take a break from doing Soul Tribe readings and I come back, I'm hearing the line from Juno about coming home. Anyway, it feels like coming home. It feels refreshing, and I'm with my people. I love it. So I wanted to do what I said yesterday, which is I want to continue working with this past life energy oracle deck because I really enjoyed that reading. It seems like some of you enjoyed it too. I'm getting spammed like majorly in my comment section. There's this book. I don't even want to mention it. There's this book, and I've seen other readers experiencing it. But all of a sudden there's like 40 comments about this book. Like, oh, if you like this, you should read this book. This is just surface level. You should read this book. So in between reading all your beautiful comments, I've been like weeding out this spam in my comment section. I also see like people pretending to be me talking to you guys. So just be careful. Like if you see my name and I'm like, I want to talk to you, here's my cell phone number. Scam. Anyway, you should know it's me because I don't say much because I struggle with texting, or like, anyway. So yeah, let's get to this reading. I hope you guys are doing well. I wanted to share something kind of silly with you, which I didn't know if I wanted to share with you, but I do want to share it with you. So I'll be careful about my wording, but like, I believe in magic. I know I believe in magic, and it's clear to me that I believe in magic because, and I'm telling you this even though it's embarrassing. Even though it's embarrassing. And I have to be careful about how I word this for multiple reasons. But this morning, my children have elves that come from the North Pole. And this morning, when the elves came, they came with a little note that said, here's some magic seeds, plant them in sugar and something amazing will happen. My partner laughed at me for this, but I'm just going to tell you anyway. So I was reading it and I was like, what's going to happen? And I was like, what's going to happen? Like, what happens when you put a chocolate chip in sugar with a drop of water? And I was like, I actually thought that something was going to happen. And it took me so long to realize that obviously those magical little elves are going to make something happen. And tomorrow, something magical, I'm drooling, something magical will have grown. I can't stop laughing at myself. Something magical will have grown in its place, but for like 5 to 10 minutes, I was believing that something was going to happen. Anyway, it's just, I used to feel, I know I still struggle with feeling smart because I've explained to you what I went through as a child. Like, it's no reason I don't feel smart. But I'm embracing, my not so smart side. Anyway, since I was a kid, I've believed in magic, so to actually believe in this magic, spirituality is really beautiful for me. Anyway, thank you for listening to my embarrassing story where I thought that anyway, I think you get why I'm being so careful about what I'm talking about. It's because little ears. You could have little ears listening. I don't want to ruin anybody's magic. But anyway, I was like, what's going to happen? Like, I thought something was going to happen today. I was like, I almost, like, I know I'm bearing my soul with you here. I almost Googled what happens when you put chocolate chip, sugar, and water together because I thought something like some kind of reaction was going to happen that I didn't know about. Anyway, I feel young. I feel tapped into my inner child. So anyway, let's get into this. Thank you for listening. Let's get into this past life reading. And thank you to all of you who have sent me messages of support about seeing my mom, because I'm really nervous. I'm really nervous. I've seen these TikToks of people and Instagram where people like do a lot of healing and then they go back into a family situation and it shows them like walking out of the house, like falling lifeless into the pool. I'm going in with, not high expectations, but I'm going in open. My kids will be there, so I know there won't be, fighting or anything. And I'm also just going in grateful for the fact that it's happening, because I was thinking about it. It took me a while to remember the last time I saw my mom. And I think it's been 3 years. Anyway, and I'm feeling all sorts of emotions about it. I'm feeling emotional about seeing the change in her age. I'm just feeling a lot, Anyway, I can't stress enough how much this community means to me especially moments like this, but not just in moments like this, in all of my moments, and I know that I don't know most of you. I don't know most of you on a personal level. But this community provides me with something that is very important to me. So, and I don't really know how to put it into words, but I do know that I need to go get a Kleenex. All right. I'm all right. People worry when I cry. When you're, in my experience, like for me, it's been a combination of healing. I used to mask my feelings a lot, so I used to hide my feelings. I grew up in a household where it was not okay to cry. It bothers me so much when somebody's crying and people are like, don't cry. Crying's normal and healthy and important. I'm also someone who, was on antidepressants for, I can't remember how long, like 25 years or something? 25 years? Yeah, 25 years. I was on, oh my gosh. For 25 years, I was on antidepressants and I felt like I couldn't actually feel highs and lows. I've been off them for like half a year now, almost. So I've definitely, I feel more balanced, I feel more healthy, but I do experience more emotions now that I'm not on antidepressants, which to me is healthy for me. I'm okay. Anyway, I'd be worried if I wasn't crying. So we're going to look at that parent-child. Interesting. I looked at it too long. Now we have to read it. I'm not even going to make eye contact with this one. I looked at it too long. But parent-child could be symbolic because I was talking about my mom, and we talk about reparenting ourselves all the time. Being the parent you never had, Man, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I posted a song last night on my YouTube. I know not everybody sees when I post something like that. But it's a song called Inner Ninja. And I just I imagine dancing with you guys. I was upset because I sent it to my sister because sharing music is my love language. And I sent it to my sister and she's like, oh yeah, I love that song. I learned how to drive to it. I'm like, what the I'm like, you learned how to drive like so many years ago. Why did you never send me this song? So, My sister knew about this song and she didn't share it with me, and I was upset with her. I was like, why have you never shared this song with me? Anyway, it just gave me, as soon as I heard it, it gave me like, it just spoke to my inner child. And I'm someone who believes that dancing can raise your vibration. So, you know, I dance not professionally, not professionally, but like I dance in my bedroom and I dance in my closet and I dance in my bathroom. Music makes me feel better. Anyway, I discovered this song last night and I thought of all of you and I imagined, you know, dancing with people of like-minded spirits. Anyway, I'm somebody who, like, I'll share a song with my partner and he'll be like, oh yeah, that's catchy. And I'm like, but the lyrics. He's like, I don't know what the lyrics are. I'm like, how can you like a song if you don't know what the lyrics are? Anyway, so the lyrics, I just want to read them to you. I read the rules before I broke them. I broke the chains before they choked me out. Now I pay close attention, really learn the code. I learned to read the map before I hit the road. And I'm like coming from a very like healing generational trauma and healing this and healing that and just, you know, discovering yourself, discovering your inner ninja. So this song really spoke to me. I know you've never heard this before. I'd rather lose a fight than miss the war. And I ain't wishing competition or fishing for it. I'm just living in the system. Conditions are poor. I need my glasses. I've been lost in the rhythm and misinformed. Too many late nights hitting the liquor store. Too many bad decisions, half-assed attempts, no sweat, no fear, no blood, no tears. I go hard and I ain't making no excuse. I'm overdue. I don't do what I'm supposed to do. 'Cause you can think about it, we're supposed to lose. It ain't all picture perfect ocean views. I was a first-class rookie, taking out bullies and in my all-black hoodie. Man of mystery, you know the history. Get it or forget it. Get it or forget it, 'cause proof I'm out of here. I read the rules before I broke them. I broke the chains before they choked me out. And I paid close attention, really learned the code. I learned to read the map before I hit the road. Nobody's going to see me coming. Nobody's going to hear a sound, no matter how hard they're trying. No stopping me since I found my inner ninja, my inner ninja, my inner ninja. Anyway, you guys should listen to it. And you should dance to it. And think of me. Hey yo, I've been high and I've been real low. I've been beaten and I've been broken, but I healed though. So many ups and downs, roughed up and clowned. We all got problems, but we deal though. I'm trying to do better now, find my inner peace, learn my art form, and find my inner chi. When my back's against the wall, I don't freeze up. I find my inner strength and re-up. Here we go. I know I've never been the smartest or the wisest, but I realize what it takes. Never dwell in the dark, 'cause the sun always rises. Gotta make it to the next day. It's a feeling that you get in your lungs when you run, but you're running out of air and your breath won't come. And you're wheezing, gotta keep moving. Find that extra and push your way through it. I've had bad habits, but I dropped them. I've had opponents, but I knocked them out. I climbed the highest mountains. I swam the coldest seas. There ain't a thing I've faced that's been too much for me. Let me hear you say, nobody's going to see me coming. Nobody's going to hear a sound. No matter how hard they're trying, nobody's going to bring me down. My inner ninja. Anyway, if you haven't heard that song that apparently has been around forever, that nobody has told me about, shame on all of you. No, I'm just kidding. You should dance to that song because it's amazing. Anyway, it's funny because when I start this reading, I have no idea what I'm going to say to you. And then, I'm sorry, I made a mess over here. And then it just comes out like that. So, dance to that song. Think of me. Shake your little booty. And we're going to switch back over to more serious things and read this card. Parent-child. But seriously, that inner ninja song is amazing. And clearly you heard in the lyrics like why I liked it so much. The most sacred relationship in the human experience is that between a parent and child, yet it's often the most neglected and even abused. You may have been misinformed in your youth about something important in your life, like your safety or power in the world, or your own value or deserving. In more extreme cases, you may have been emotionally, verbally, or physically mistreated, and the energetic effects may still resonate. Yeah. This could be due to karmic retribution. For example, if you were a harsh if you were a harsh parent in the past, you may come back as the child of a harsh parent now. But don't start faulting yourself. It could also be a life of repetition, where you've been treated badly by one or both of your parents for many, many lifetimes. Codes of power-mongering or powerlessness can be very strong, but you don't have to endure these patterns any longer. In fact, learning to love yourself when you were not fully loved as a child is a karmic priority. My dog Bear is crying. I don't know if you can hear him. This card could also signal the potential of you having a child or your family expanding in some way. Consider how you can nurture and encourage the children in your life. Let them know that they are valued and valuable just as they are, and that is one of the most important things to me as a parent, is making sure my kids know that they are valued, and that if they do bad on a math test, it doesn't decrease their value. Anyway. And while you're at it, love and honor the child within. Treat yourself kindly and affirm your own value. Enjoy being spontaneous and whimsical. Nurturing your own inner child brightens the energy in your life. I love it. No matter what you've been told, you have the light of the divine within you, and your eternal life pre-existed this and any life where you were denied your truth. Choose to give yourself the loving input you've always deserved. Use your journal to release toxic attachments and let go of resentment, anger, or hurt. You can also do that on a full moon. You can write down your resentments and what you're releasing and burn it. I've told you about this. Work on changing any false beliefs of powerlessness or lack of value and deserving. Know that as an adult, you have the right and karmic responsibility to choose unconditional self-acceptance and even admiration. And your affirmation, I am always free to choose positive, loving beliefs about myself, and I make that choice now and always. Anyway, I'm glad I read it. I'm glad I looked at it. All right, so let's keep going. Thank you for listening to my stories. So what do we need to hear as a soul tribe about past lives? Past lives. What do we need to hear? We're being quiet today. This one? Felt like that one. We have wealth, abundance, abundance and entitlement. That's interesting. I think I remember what this card is about. I think I remember if you feel like you don't make enough money, or you aren't making what you think you deserve, it's like a sign that in a past life you did make a lot of money. Anyway, don't quote me on that. That's not even the right book. That was a tarot book. You have a number of lifetimes where money was not a problem for you. There you go. I need to start another part. You have a number of lifetimes where money was not a problem for you. You may have even been a titled person, such as a lord or lady, baron or baroness, even a king or queen. If recent times have not been as bountiful as you would like, this card is revealing greater fortune coming your way. A project you've been working on or an investment you've made is about to pay off. Amazing. But if this card is near the reversal of fortune card, it could indicate it's not. It could indicate financial loss or limitation that has been especially hard to handle. Don't give up. This card is indicating that this is the perfect time to shift any patterns of financial limitation. Interesting. This includes the inability to get or keep a job. If you are a nobleman or a person of leisure, you might have been unaccustomed to working, and that pattern may be showing up in a different way. You may even feel some old sense of entitlement that says you shouldn't have to work, so you resist and resent that necessity in this life. If that's the case, open your heart to the willingness to work at a career you enjoy. Your wealthy history will be reawakened. Karmic shift. No matter what's going on, consciously choose to increase the gratitude in your life. Even if finances... Can you hear that rain? It's crazy. Even if finances are a little scant right now, take some time to focus on all of the blessings in your life, big and small. Also be more conscious of how you spend your money. Wealthy past lives can be a source of indiscriminate spending in this life. Make money choices that honor you, and increased blessings will come your way. Interesting. And just like really quickly, I've talked about it before, but for me, I grew up like not in the wealthiest of households, and that caused me to grow up feeling like I didn't deserve abundance or things like that. It also, contributed to me being like an overachiever, wanting to like work all the time. I think I've mentioned my sister and I had still very unhealthy relationship to money. I think I told you guys that like whenever in the past, I've broken this now, but it used to be that whenever we were approaching like the cash register, I would have to leave because I couldn't handle seeing how much it was. Growing up in a household where things were not prioritized in the right way caused me to grow up feeling like I wasn't worthy of certain things. So like I wouldn't buy myself things. I wouldn't, just the way I was raised, I saw things like simple things, even like buying towels. Like, I don't deserve that. Very warped. Like, I had a warped sense of what I deserved and things like that. Anyway, I've been working on it. Soul Tribe. What does the Soul Tribe need to hear? What do you need to hear? We have Archangel Raziel. Oh, that had something to do with a card we had yesterday. Inspiration, Mysteries, Akashic Records, 33. We also have 22 here, so lots of like number synchronicities coming out. It's on page 100 and 101. Such little things amuse me. Archangel Raziel, or however you pronounce that beautiful name, awakens the eternal mind within you. She reveals many lifetimes of spiritual pursuits and participation in the intuitive arts. Whether you are a priestess at Delphi or a druidic seer at Stonehenge, you have a pipeline to the mysteries of life and death, prediction, and mystical understanding. And that pipeline is still open to you, waiting to bring the inspiration. You know what? Can I just do something? I'm like sitting here struggling, and I never have my glasses within reach, but today I took them off right there. So I'm just going to use my glasses. Usually I just struggle through it because my glasses are too far away to grab, but they were right there. Where was I? Like even the other day, I went to get my kids glasses and I struggled with buying myself a pair of glasses. And I was like, am I worthy of a pair? I know I'm worthy of a pair of glasses, but that old thought pattern crept in. Like, you shouldn't spend money on glasses. You don't deserve a new pair of glasses. Like, anyway, I told you I'm working on it constantly. I'm here. The reason I'm telling you this is because to me, you're just not magically healed, and you don't stay magically healed. We talked about it in that book. It's an up and down, constant thing that happens. I'm sure someday I won't second guess doing something for myself, but right now I still second guess it because of trauma, you know? Anyway. And that pipeline is still open to you. Wait, let me just rewind. Whether you are a priestess at Delphi or a druidic seer at Stonehenge, you have had a pipeline to the mysteries of life and death, prediction, and mystical understanding. And that pipeline is still open to you, waiting to bring the inspiration you need in any endeavor into your life right now. Raziel also opens the Akashic records for you. You've had easy access in the past, and your soul longs for you to become reacquainted with this unending storehouse of information. Of course, all of the experiences of your past lives can be found there, along with specific guidance about what you can do to release any unwanted influences that may still be holding on. In addition to your own personal history, there is an unlimited beneficial information in the records. Anything you might ever want to know is available to you, from scientific discovery to investment guidance, from artistic inspiration to ancestral healing. The Akashic records can offer all of the answers you seek about your life, past, present, and future potential, and about the intricate workings of every part of the universe, seen and unseen. So let the ancient mystic within you rise up and connect with the sacred library of your internal life. This is one past life power that can truly change your present experiences. I need to wipe my nose. In wonderful ways. With Raziel, you have the keys to unlock the secrets of the universe. Meditate on the Akashic records and invite Raziel's loving inspiration. It doesn't have to be a complicated process. You have the innate knowledge already within you, so think about a question you have in mind. Relax, meditate, trust your intuition, and jot down any impressions you receive. You can even use the past life viewing and re-scripting downloads to clear specific past life influences. Interesting. So I just want to do something because I'm feeling called to do it. Hang on. So this is really random, but someone sent me this deck. Thank you for this deck. I haven't used it. They sent it a while ago, and I never ended up using it. And it's been sitting by my door. So every time I walk out of my room, I see this deck and I think, I need to use that deck sometime. I need to use that deck sometime. I need to use that deck sometime. And today is the day. It's the Akashic Truth. So I just want to see what comes out for you, because we're talking about the Akashic records here. And I want to see what comes out for you. We have calmness, taking action. So let's just cut the deck. I'm still going to get another card from that other deck. We have new experiences. Boldly try new experiences to energize your life. New things will bring new feelings and inspiration, allowing you to grow and enrich your life experiences. So we're just going to get a few cards of advice for the Soul Tribe, what you need to hear about the Akashic records. So let's see what you need to hear. We have opportunity. We have compassion. You're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break. Instead of being a taskmaker, a bully, and a horrible friend, be a loving comforter who always has your back. Really interesting. I felt triggered by that. A horrible friend. And this has nothing to do with being a horrible friend to anybody else but yourself. You know, so I felt triggered by that because for a long time I was pretty horrible to myself. I was a bully to myself. I was pretty mean to myself. Opportunity. Opportunity always comes to those who are prepared. Always be prepared. And when the opportunity comes, be brave enough to grab it, and it will open up new possibilities. So, and there's also something about saying yes, like not saying yes. It's like being open to new opportunities and then embracing those new opportunities. The more new opportunities you embrace, the more the universe will send you. The more things you say yes to, the more things the universe will send you to say yes to. The more gratitude you show for the things happening in your life, the more moments there will be to be grateful for, if that makes sense. I had a really good one yesterday. My moment of gratitude was I enjoy sitting outside and watching the birds, even in the winter. And I went outside. I sat outside for almost an hour watching the birds, those that are left. Some of them don't come around as often because it's cold now. But when I came in, my hands were freezing. And I put them, my son was sitting in the kitchen, and I just like lightly put one of my hands on the back of his neck, and he started like belly laughing. And I don't know if you know what I mean by belly laughing, but it's like such an authentic laugh. And so I did it like a little more. I put my hand a little further down his back, and he giggled his little butt off for like 5 minutes. This authentic, genuine belly laugh. And the whole time I was doing it, I was like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, are you broken? Like, why aren't you reacting to me? You're just laughing. And in that moment, that's how gratefulness works. In that moment, I was so grateful for that small, beautiful moment with my son and his belly laugh. Anyway. I am chatty with you today. Detach. You're being asked to detach from something you've been holding on to. And this doesn't have to be a person. This could be an old version of yourself. Hello, Michelle. I'm even filming Soul Tribe reading hours before I normally do. Anyway, every time. When we hold on too tightly to the desired outcome, it restricts the flow. Trust that the outcome will work out and let go of your attachment to it. So again, it doesn't have to just be like detaching from a person. There could be something in your life that's no longer working for you, a negative thought pattern, for example. Maybe you have a fear of dancing. You need to let that go and dance. When I started awakening, I had a fear of moving my body. Like, I had a fear of dancing. I had a fear of moving my face too much. I know that sounds weird. I can't even pretend to how I used to be, but like my eyebrows never used to move. Walk away. You could be wasting precious energy on something that will not bear fruit. It's time to turn your attention to things more aligned with your soul purpose. Interesting. That is interesting. And we'll just get 2 more. We have open up. You're being asked to open your heart, let your walls down, and trust what they want. This talks about opening your heart to another person. So you could be repairing some kind of connection in the future. Doesn't have to be love, could be familial or with a friend. This could be a new person as well, a new friend. Your life will open up in wonderful ways once you decide to open up. And we have communication. It's so dark. Communication is a bridge that connects people. Good communication can eliminate misunderstandings, enhance feelings, and solve problems. When we communicate with others, we should express our thoughts and feelings sincerely and also listen to each other carefully. And on the bottom, we have fresh start. You're being given the opportunity to begin again. Allow yourself to embrace this new life and open up fully to this gift that you've been given. So, there you are, my friends. Just a few of those cards for you. All right, let's get another one of these. So what does the Soul Tribe need to hear? Past life reading, and then I'll read that chapter, and then I'll let you go. We have success. Personal or professional achievement. Beautiful. 42. Maybe I'll go sit out in the rain after this. That can be very cleansing. This card indicates past lives of great achievement. You may have been a scientist responsible for a monumental discovery, or perhaps an artist whose paintings and sculptures were in great demand. You may have even discovered new lands or important trade routes to exotic destinations. But this card is not just about the past. It brings news about the projects you're presently working on. The fact is, these joyous, fulfilling experiences on your karmic... those joyous, fulfilling experiences are on your karmic path even now. So if there's something you want to achieve, focus fully on that project. And if you receive some inspiration about a direction or goal that's entirely new to you, don't dismiss it too easily. That simple idea may lead to significant success. This encouragement is not limited to professional pursuits. It refers to personal goals as well. If you've had a hard time losing weight or giving up smoking, now is the time to pour your energy into those intentions. Perhaps you've been wanting to paint the house or plant a flower or herb garden. Such projects and other major behavioral shifts can be the source of profoundly gratifying personal achievement. And this card is telling you that you now have the power to make all kinds of success happen in your life. Karmic shift. You have the history of great achievement in your subtle memory, and you have the strength of divine direction to guide you now. The outcomes you desire are achievable if you turn to your own internal wisdom, and rely on the power of your soul. Even if you've been blocked from achieving your desires in the past, you can release those karmic obstacles and clear the road ahead for the accomplishments you seek. So stop playing it small and let yourself dig in, see it through, and achieve. I release old karmic blocks. I am strong and determined, capable of achieving great things in my life and in the world. And we're going to get one more. I'm going to set a boundary. One more card. I'd go all day. Do you guys just want to read all of them? So let's get one more. One more past life card for my soul tribe. We have resourcefulness and intelligence, mental action, right thinking. And just a side note, we do have education, learning, teaching. So for some of you, if you've been thinking about taking a course, if you've been thinking about going back to school, if you've been thinking about teaching, this is your green light to do it, is what I'm hearing. So resourcefulness, 31. That's, why do I keep picking up the tarot book? Oh my goodness gracious, where's that book? There it is. It's right in front of my face, of course. All right, resourcefulness. This card marks a time of increased mental acuity for you. You have had great ideas in past lives, and the intellect to make your ideas a reality is still with you. You may have even achieved some fame or prestige through your accomplishments. In fact, your subtle memories of those achievements may be leaving you feeling a bit frustrated in this life, as if you should be doing something more or garnering greater recognition. This card reveals the capabilities you have to make those higher realms a reality, but you can't just wish for them. You have to trust yourself and follow your desires through the maze of thought and action that may be required. These necessities focus and flexibility. This necessitates, do you see how I did not read that right at all? I said these necessities. This necessitates focus and flexibility, but you have the mind and heart to succeed. A limiting perception of yourself could be preventing you from getting started. You may see yourself as ill-equipped to handle the great tasks you'd like to achieve. This is especially likely if the self-doubt card shows up. So remember this, your intellect must not only apply to external tasks you face, but also to your conclusions about yourself. To support your intellectual pursuits, you must make sure you are thinking clearly about yourself and your inner strengths. Right thinking is a process of weeding out false limitations. In fact, your greatest achievement could be believing in your own resourcefulness once and for all. Karmic shift. If you have some big ideas, trust your capabilities and your intellect. Empty your mind and meditate on your own heart center. Feel the expansiveness of universal mind filling you up, bringing you ideas of personal strength. Know that the resourcefulness of all eternity is vibrating within you, waiting to shine in all that you do. Beautiful. So, we're going to read the book now. I just have to go do one thing and I'll be right back. All right. I had to say goodbye to one of my kids. So let's read the book. We'll just put this over here. We're almost done the book. I know I say that every day, but we're almost done the book. Oh, this is a great one because we were talking about thought patterns. 7 thought patterns that are keeping you stuck in a life you do not want. I took a big deep breath. Your thoughts create your perception, which creates your reality. Your thought patterns determine what you think you're capable of, and therefore what you choose to pursue. Every time you grow as a person or your life improves, it happens because you've adjusted and amended a thought pattern. While some of these patterns may be blatantly obvious to you, others are less so. Here are some of the most insidious ideas hindering your potential, often without you ever realizing. Number 1, only so much good can come from my life before it's balanced out by the bad. When we're young, we lack control over almost every single thing in our lives. We rationalize our near constant discomfort by believing that life is, in essence, hard. As we grow up, dramatic and negative events in the world around us affirm this view. We see all of the devastating hardships people have to endure and think, yes, of course, life is hard. We're more likely to define the last 5 years by the 1 or 2 bad things that happened to us than the literal thousands of good things. This is negativity bias, and it ends up stunting our growth long term by carrying over into our daily life choices. We stay at jobs we hate because life is hard. We stay in relationships we are drowning in because life is hard. We think about our days, we think going about our days numb and aggrieved, is that right? Is normal because again, life is hard. When our lives begin to tip towards the good, we don't trust it. We assume after years of prior conditioning that we're only experiencing a few fleeting positive moments until inevitably the rug will be pulled out from underneath us again. This isn't so. When our lives improve, they improve. Good things add up and we stabilize. The more stable we are, the less likely we are to incur a negative experience that's within our control, and the more likely we are to handle one that's out of our control. Number 2, I can only learn a life I love by doing things I hate. The sister belief to life is hard and I am simply waiting for my next struggle is the idea that to have a life we love, we must do things we hate. If we're never exposed to someone who lives independently, earns money in an unconventional way, or lives in complete peace and true fulfillment, we think those things are impossible. We return to our mindset of checks and balances. All right, well, if I want more time and freedom, I need to endure the stress and suffering of work I don't like. This is yet another mindset eroding your quality of life. You cannot hate your way into a life you love. In fact, it's exactly the opposite. Number 3, I am responsible for every problem in my proximity. This is a particularly poignant issue if you're someone with suppressed anxiety. When you have anxiety, You are constantly scanning your environment for potential threats and hazards. When you find one, it becomes your obsession. You fixate on it. You fixate on it until you come up with some kind of emergency plan or otherwise taken control of the situation altogether. Of course, this works until it doesn't. It works until you come across a problem that might affect you but is not within your control. Then you're sent into a crisis. Just because you can empathize with someone's pain does not mean their burden is yours to carry. Just because you see someone struggling doesn't mean you have to martyr yourself to fix it. Just because not everyone around you is thriving does not mean you have to hold yourself back. In fact, the opposite is true. If you're stunted by the potential negative outcomes of those around you, you will only ever hold yourself back more. Instead, you must discern the difference between problems you're responsible for and problems you aren't. The difference depends on what's within your sphere of influence. If something isn't or is, but marginally so, decide on a backup plan. This is what I will do in that instance, and move on. Otherwise, you'll spend your entire life struggling with problems you can't solve because they aren't really yours. Number 4, I cannot ask for an abundant life in a world filled with so much suffering. So many of us are trapped in the following mindset. In a world with so much pain and suffering, who am I to ask for a happy and full life? The answer is, who are you not to? By denying yourself fulfillment, are you helping anyone? Are you moving humanity forward? Are you solving the problems that perplex you? Probably not. Of course not. It says of course not. What the world needs is more people with good hearts holding a torch down the paths least taken. We need to prove to each other that happiness is possible, abundance is at our fingertips, and we are allowed to savor every magic moment of our life. We do not need more people holding themselves down because the world is aching. We need more people proving it's possible to dance in spite of it. Number 5, relationships are hard and they are designed to be that way. Relationships are not supposed to be hard. They are meant to be challenging, but not excruciatingly painful. The people in our lives that change us, shape us, and create us. The people in our lives change us, shape us, and create us. If hell is other people, then heaven probably is too. Hard patches are inevitable, but relationships are supposed to be a positive force in your life. And if they aren't, it probably means something's awry. I'm just going to go to the next part. You probably don't think this is possible because you haven't been in a relationship that is more flow than friction. You haven't yet met the best friends with whom there's more connection than drama. These are possible. These relationships exist, and I know many, many people who have both. If you don't yet, don't worry, you will. But you won't if you walk around thinking everyone sucks and people are awful, and everyone is going to drive you mad and abandon you eventually. Adjust your perception of relationships, and your relationships will change. Number 6, I must be successful to be happy. I must be beautiful to be loved. I know it seems as though success and happiness are so deeply intertwined that you could not possibly pursue one without creating the other, but our ideas surrounding what it means to be successful in the first place are highly inflated and ultimately pointless. To be successful is to live on your own terms, to find satisfaction each day. That's all. Anything else you acquire on top of that is just gravy. It's not the point of your life. It's not a prerequisite for joy. You do not need to be successful. Similarly, you do not need to be beautiful to be loved. This is a really harsh way to put it, but objectively unbeautiful people live whole and happy lives and have supportive partners who are passionate about them. Why? Because love is truly in the eye of the beholder. Love is so much deeper than surface beauty, and life is so much deeper than success. Success and beauty, while they fuel the world's most active and aggressive pursuits, are also capitalistic schemes by some measure. They depend on you feeling not quite good enough, so you'll keep investing in improvement. not authentic improvement, but surface level improvement. It's a radical act of power to determine that you do not need to be successful and you do not need to be beautiful. Ironically, accepting this in itself, success and beauty in its truest form. That did not make sense to my brain, but that's okay. Number 7, I am the sum of other people's opinions about me. You probably didn't form your view of yourself independently. In fact, the way you see yourself is probably just the accumulation of the way you think other people perceive you. Sometimes you pick up on this through what is said to you or how you're treated. Other times it's a matter of projection, a meta-perception, how you imagine other people view you. Either way, you are a whole and complete individual that exists outside of other people's perceptions. If you live believing that you're merely the sum of the way you are seen by others, you are going to have a very empty life. Be alone for a while intentionally. Discover who you are when nobody else is around. Discover what you like when nobody else is there to tell you what you like. Discover what you want when nobody else is there to tell you what you want. Discover how you live when nobody is there to tell you how you live. When you know who you fundamentally are on your own terms, you end up shifting the way the world sees you. Instead of acting in accordance with other people's expectations, you start living up to your own. Look at how dark it is. So, that is the reading for today, my friends. Ooh, that's a long one. So next time I might read 2 because the next 2 are kind of short. And we'll just get a few affirmation cards for you from that animal deck. Because why not? Why not? So let's see what you need to hear. Affirmations. Affirmations. Let's get 2 more. 2 more. I said 2. We have no judgment. Didn't we read that yesterday, or am I imagining that? I feel like we read that yesterday. We have initiative and imagination. So we've got a penguin wearing a jetpack on its back. I just thought of the movie Rocketeer. I become the guru. Oh, here we go again. I overthink that word and then it comes out weird. Guru of gusto, and activate a hidden boost of initiative to help rocket my life in a previous unexplored direction. This could mean going on a far-flung, globe-trotting adventure, or it could be as simple as picking up a hobby, grabbing a volunteer gig, or meeting some new cohorts. Either way, this fresh journey begins with one small step, or one short text, or Siri, what's my second career? Hey Siri, what's my second career? I'm just showing you the penguin. I know you can't read the words. Imagination. I revel in the wondrous, mysterious, most beauteous? Is that beauteous? Power of my imagination, and let it whisk me away on a right-brained romp through all things nonsensical, Seuss plus Wonka style. I am an off-road adventurer playing in the upside-down, glow-in-the-dark woods of possibility. There is no here, only whoa and flow and holy moly, here we go. Was there something in that brownie? That's interesting. I'm just showing you the picture, which isn't focusing because it's so dark in this room. It's so dark. So no judgment. I release myself. I'm sure we've read this before. I release myself from any and all judgments. I find my inner critic, call it into my office, and tell it to take a vacation. As it leaves the room, I let out a sigh and begin to enjoy the joy of simply being. Who hired that guy anyway? We have roots. I remember where I came from, for better or for worse, and I am grateful for the person I've become, either because of or perhaps despite my upbringing. As I move through life, I keep growing and changing, but I can't marvel at the magnitude of my journey without reflecting on where it all began. I hope this focuses, because it's a cute little picture. It's kind of focusing. Anyway. And we have wonder. It's a wonderful thing to be in the state of wonder. And when I'm a good audience to my life becomes better and better theater. When something delightful happens, I can shout encore and be tickled when it happens again. When something maddening happens, I can laugh it off. Either way, I'm glad I got a ticket to the show. So, my friends, I'm going to leave it here for today. Thank you again for joining me for another reading where, I'm not going to put myself down right now. But thank you for joining me for another reading where I talk about, sometimes seemingly random things. Sometimes I read too many cards. I just can't help myself. And yeah, we read the book today, so that was nice. But thank you again for joining me. I will be thinking of all of you, holding my hand tomorrow when I have my lunch. And I will try and be back Saturday or Sunday with a Soul Tribe reading. But until then, take care of yourselves. Know that I love you. Know that I've got your back spiritually. If you need me, Anyway, I'm sending you lots of love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, besties.